Hi, this is my environmental audit of Samsung UK Strategic Business Unit. To do this environmental audit, I looked at macro. To start with that, I used a pestle analysis. I looked at all 6 elements, but I think a special significance was put onto legal. In terms of the explosion scandal, the CSA, the Consumer Standards Agency in America, had a special intensity on Samsung after that, as the scandal was quite dangerous for the everyday consumer as phones were exploding. Its UK counterpart, Trading Standards, is likely to have an increased interest in Samsung and their rollout of future products. So ensuring that legally they know what they are entitled to and what they have to stick to is really, really important. Politically, the effects and the ramifications of the Brexit vote and the following negotiations are likely to affect Samsung's operations in Europe and the UK massively, in terms of tax and trade. So just ensuring that they can preempt those effects will really be important. A link to that, economically, household income has only increased minimally this year by 0.2%. Suggested by the National Survey. Brexit is likely to, if not stagnate, decrease that as taxes become more expensive and things become increasingly expensive. So ensuring that prices of their new phones and stuff sort of kept with that in mind, which make sure that every consumer can still afford the Samsung products. Also economically, the cost of the scandal as a whole was reported to be around 1 billion, which is huge. But a need is still massive for funds to be allocated to R&D, ensuring that innovation is still a major part of Samsung's roles. I looked into the micro Porter's 5 forces. The bargaining power of suppliers is relatively small. Samsung is a massive consumer for their suppliers, so losing their business would be huge. Also, Samsung now develops their own screens and manufactures them, so the bargaining power of suppliers is relatively small. Threat of new entrants, although some organisations are very up and coming in Asia, like Exacom and Lenovo, it will take years for them to really take a considerable market share from Samsung, as Samsung operates on the high street of every store in the UK, and they really are at the cutting edge. Bargaining power of buyers. Brand loyalty has stayed strong throughout. The Android operating system loyalty as well is massive. And Samsung have been listening to their competitors about bigger screen. Listen to their buyers and about their needs for bigger screens and stuff, and that's proved really fruitful. So I think buyers are staying quite loyal to Samsung as they're providing what they really want. In terms of super substitutes, Apple is their sort of only major competitor. But they do operate on a different operating system, iOS, rather than Android. So they do offer a completely different experience from Samsung. And Samsung also is at the cutting edge of tech. But ensuring that things don't get in the way, like scandals or office politics, will be massive to make sure that they stay at the top with Apple. I also had a quick look at the 6 M's, and their special attention I found was with the material and manufacturer. Sustainability is increasingly important to consumers today, so ensuring that processes are sustainable will help with sales, as well as for future development of Samsung when they want to make more phones. It will help to ensure that the resources are available for them to make them, because a lot of products are made with plastics and metals, which are fossil fuels. In terms of SWOT, to bring it all together, I found that Samsung does look like they're really quite a good position, but needs to ensure that R&D and innovation is committed to. And also market research looked like it's going to be very fruitful. The bigger screens were truly the idea from the consumer, and I believe market research, as the customer is king, will be a cornerstone of competitive advantage. In terms of the framework review, I thought they were all very helpful, but I need to look towards the future is needed within these frameworks. I think looking outside them as well is increasingly important. Thank you for watching. Cheers.